Welcome back to the Game or Sleep podcast, the show where we dive into gaming, pop culture, and occasionally how bears feel and cursed spaghetti coming out of their rear ends.
Yeah, I mean, wonder how they feel, right? Gotta be pretty uncomfortable.
When did that get snuck in there?
I don't know, but just so you guys know, we have like our intro and everything into a Google Doc, and we randomly put stuff in there, and that was in there. And yeah, I was just as
I'm Ron
confused reading
I'm
it as
Ron
you guys are.
Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy. It keeps things fresh here at Gamer Sleep. So, guys, we have decent episode for you. Last week we teased gaming industry talk. Oh, sparkle, sparkle. Um, but first we're gonna get into catching up from the last couple weeks what we've done. So, Aaron, you're first on the list. How has your last 2 weeks been?
There's a list?
I mean, on the Google
Oh,
Doc.
there's an order of operations at least, I think. I don't know.
We're alphabetical at this podcast, guys. Come on.
Come on. We have standards. Then wouldn't you be second? What? Anyway. My last 2 weeks have been not uneventful, busy but not busy. Like I haven't done much, but I've been working overtime, so that's back on the table. But I did manage to see Iron Lung in theaters.
I hear good things.
Hmm.
I liked it, and I'm not much of like I wouldn't call myself a Markiplier fan. I watch his videos, I like his videos, but I don't like subscribe to him and watch him on a regular basis by any means.
Mhm.
But it was a really good sci-fi cosmic horror bloodbath. Is the best way to put it. Because
Yeah,
I think jokingly he did say we hold the Guinness record for the most
Yeah,
fake blood used in a movie,
I heard
and
about
they had
that.
80,000 gallons of fake blood.
That
It's
was
like,
quite a bit.
yeah, but the movie is really good, well done, especially for an indie joint, and
Hmm.
real slow burn, real methodical, real tension building, dread building, cosmic horror, because
Did
that's
you
what it
ever
is.
did you ever look into the game?
Oh, yeah, I watched his playthrough of the game,
Okay,
so and, I know my partner has it on her Steam Deck. She's gonna play it.
it's a pretty
So,
pretty decent game.
it's creepy, it's unsettling, and it's one of those movies if you're a fan of movies that have, like, one setting and they just expand upon inner issues more than anything and the issues around it, very well done. It is slow paced, but that's the point.
mhm,
And it's one of those movies when you finish it, you're not really sure what really happened
okay.
because there's a lot going on there, and I don't want to be spoilery unless you guys don't care me talking spoilers, but I don't want to spoil it for the listeners necessarily either.
I mean, I don't care, but I mean, if they're watching this show, huh, spoiler alert. There you
Right.
go.
It's
Now feel
it's
free.
just it, it's just interesting because they make like he's in the Iron Lung, he's surveying the blood ocean, he has a camera, and that's his only way to see the outside world because the pressure is so big, there's no windows, there's none of all that.
Mhm.
And at a certain point in the movie, you get the information that it's not a camera, it's an X-ray machine. Because cameras can't see through blood. No shit. Of course it's an X-ray. And then that brings into the question of, all right, so is anything he saw or happened real, or is he getting radiation sickness from the X-ray
Ah,
machine?
right.
So it's hard
Ooh.
to say, was any of this actually going on? This cosmic horror, this entity, this creepiness, this voices he's hearing, or was he losing his mind from solidarity, from oxygen deprivation, from radiation poisoning, or was there really something in there?
Makes you question reality. That's
Like,
cool. That's a cool
is
premise.
is it a reliable narrator? Is there
Right.
something going on bigger?
Mhm.
Or is this just a poor convict losing his mind in the situation he's been given?
I heard
That's
someone,
that's cool.
did a count of how many times Mark cursed in the movie.
I mean, you would curse too in his situation, I'm sure.
They're like,
I
"Oh,
mean
Markiplier said the F word this many times." It's like, "And?"
I mean, I
Yeah,
saw
right.
I saw more of TikTok getting thirsty because there's a shot of Mark in a harness, and people
Mhm.
are like, "Ooh."
BDSM talk.
The last time I watched Markiplier was when he was playing Slender: The Arrival,
Oh my god.
and that was so long ago. And it's really cool to see him getting his flowers for, creating a movie that is as successful as it is because it's a little indie film at this point. You call it like this little indie film, but it's really succeeding. And overall, you're seeing a lot of positivity and support behind him because I suppose that he's like a genuine, personality, or at least
Mhm.
he
I
comes off
mean
that way, right?
I feel like a lot of people are saying, "Wow, the internet kinda made the right person famous with him,"
Hmm.
because well, first of all, this is truly indie. He's like, "I don't have a publisher, I don't have a distribution company, I don't have anything. This is all by word of mouth. This is all by
That's awesome.
calling people and getting it moved." The
That's cool.
movie only had a $3 million budget,
And I think
so
it made like 9 million or something like that so far.
21,000,000,
21
21,000,000.
million? Oh, okay. I saw some post that said it was 9 million, so it must have been
It it
outdated.
made it made mine 9,000,000 on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was
So
Hey, listen, that's great.
and what makes me really feel good about it is apparently when he was live reading the numbers and getting the updates, and the first thing when he said 21,000,000, his first reaction was, "I can't wait to give everyone bonuses."
That's
And
awesome.
it's like, "Heck yeah, that's the right attitude."
That's
It's like,
that's
"I
a,
can't
that's a
wait to pay my team
yeah,
more."
that's awesome.
So, I really do feel like it's cool, and he has talked, like, he said he wants to do more movie projects and stuff, but he doesn't wanna be the actor anymore. He's like, "That's a one-time deal, me doing writing, directing, acting, editing." He's like,
28.5 globally.
"Ooh, damn, good
Wow.
for him."
I saw some joke
So,
that was like, "Oh man, how did Markiplier manage to keep his lead role when he was sleeping with the director's wife?"
that is fantastic. That is fantastic, but
I
no, it was a great movie, I really liked it, the longer I've sat on it, the more it's like, yeah, if he makes a physical copy, I'm buying it, if he does it digitally, I'm buying it, like, I'm gonna support it,
I'll buy it. I haven't
but
seen it yet. I wanted to see it, but I ended up getting my tattoo, so
well, they expanded its screening, it's still in theaters this week, it was only supposed to be 1 week, but they expanded the screenings now because it did so well, but he was making a lot of jokes of, "I'm coming for you, Sam Raimi," because it was the same week as Sin Help came out,
well, he was above
and
Send
he was
Help and
this
Melania.
close to beating them.
Like, up front, he was ahead of, Get Help and Melania, and then they took him off.
Yeah, apparently they fixed that and stuff. He came in number 2, but just barely,
Yeah.
Okay.
but for the whole weekend. But
On the
yeah, no.
theater I saw, locally, they, like, randomly closed down, like, abruptly closed down an old school Regal near me.
Oh, that's
Like,
unfortunate.
yeah, it was a cool theater, but it was out of the way, but it's just random. Random to see it just abruptly close. I think they didn't renew their space. But anyway, now that's besides the point. But there was a random, like, what in the hell's going on with theaters, you know?
Mhm.
I mean, theaters are it's expensive to go see a movie nowadays, and it's
Mhm.
they want to revitalize theaters, but at the same time, it's like we only have 2 theaters in my city, and we're a second largest city in the state, and
Well,
we only
Mhm.
have 2.
here's what's ridiculous. Back when we used to go as kids to go see a movie, for $12, we could get the movie and a popcorn and a pop.
Yeah.
Now, if me and my wife go, we're spending almost $100 just to get popcorn, soda, and the movie ticket.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's gotten so expensive, and theaters want to make more money and do all this, but then they're also not upkeeping their own theaters. It's like all these seats are cracked and dirty, and nothing's up to date. They don't have newer
Yeah,
projectors, and you can tell. And why am I spending this premium of a money for not a premium experience?
Mhm.
right. And it's
It's
just
like,
unfortunately, it's like the snake chasing its own tail essentially or eating itself because they have to be able to reinvest, then they're not making enough money, then they're in debt, then it's a cycle that
right.
unfortunately doesn't work out great. Um, but at least that's not affecting, good movie making.
Yeah.
No. No, it's not. It's not for the most part. I mean, I think Hollywood has its own issues right now. We need more independent movie makers doing original
Ye
stuff,
Yeah, I agree.
but no, but I want theaters to take off. I would love to have one of the nice theaters with like the 40x screens and the Screen X and all these cool features, but
They just need to get all the theaters and make them like the Las Vegas Dome.
oh my god,
Oh, that is so cool looking.
the Sphere.
Do that
Uh-huh.
every movie theater, and then they will have movies coming back like crazy.
Yeah, but then you'd have things like, oh, you want to go see a movie? Now the ticket's $180.
At least
Like,
you're immersed, like super immersed in it at that point. We went to like
yeah.
a planetarium one time where they had like the dome thing, and they did a projection where they like took you over the edge of something, and I felt it, and I was like freaking out, dude.
I mean, that is the way they need to make it a more unique experience because
I'm freaking out,
that's what theaters
man.
need to be.
I'm freaking out.
Because it's like it's sad to say, like like I said, we have two theaters in my town. One is a decently modern theater, reclining seats, all
Mhm.
that,
Yeah.
and the other one is considered what they say is AMC classic. So it has the folding chairs still and all that, and it's like,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, we
it's
have a
not
few.
comfort
We have a few, and it's like that. Like, we have one that's like it used to be the Ritz, and that was the
Mhm.
fancy theater, but it has, like, the regular chairs, and now at this point, you go in there, and it's like, I have nostalgia for that place because friends work there, things like that, but
Yeah,
yeah, it needs better seating. It needs
it's
more
like
comfort.
the seating's not comfortable. The floors are always sticky for some reason, and it's like, cool.
And
I'm glad
they
I'm
closed
here.
down the coffee bar. They closed down the coffee bar. The Ritz was fancy, and it had a coffee bar and all, like, cool stuff you can get food at, and, they closed that side down, and it's such a
See,
shame.
see, mine's fancier in the trashier way. It's like, you want some alcohol? You want to get drunk?
I
It's
would
like
love to get drunk during a movie, like, "Yes, please."
they have like 5 beers on tap, and it's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't be doing that because then I'd have to interrupt my movie nonstop to go to the bathroom.
And what's it gonna be like $13 a beer? Like, I'm good.
Yeah, right, right. The markup. The markup
That
is crazy, folks.
that's
It's like
theme
you
park
sneak it in.
beer
What
price.
what you do is you order a drink from the concession stand, and you bring in some of those dollar shooters, and you just whoop, and you're good.
I'm just gonna bring an IV bag and just
I have a
slurp
cocktail in my
it.
Camelback. It's like I'm good.
You just gotta keister some White Claws.
I mean, have you guys ever snuck in real food to a theater?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
absolutely.
real food.
Yes.
No, no, not snacks,
Rotisserie
but
chicken, yes.
All right, that trumps me. Fuck, like a
what?
Costco chicken bag, like just
How did you get
I
a rotisserie chicken in there?
uh, purse, giant purse.
Well,
V
all right, Harold. I
v
know that it's the wife
Not my
then.
purse.
I'm just
Vera
picturing you carrying a giant purse.
giant Vera
It
Bradley.
it's giving me like kids in a trench coat stacked on top of each other trying to get in the movie theater, but it's you like wearing a dress and carrying a
so.
big old Vera Bradley purse,
So which
and you're
direction
like 6'4".
so which direction did this go? Did you have like her purse like open between you two, and you were just forking out some
Oh,
chicken, or were you ripping off legs, just
we
manhandling the chicken?
ripping off legs. We got one of the Walmart rotisseries within the bag, so we just pop open the bag and
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was sitting near you and I noticed that, I'd be stink eyeing you so hard.
it was really like nobody there though.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's. I mean, I've snuck in tacos from Taco Bell, and I've snuck in burgers
Uh,
from McDonald's.
okay, I gotta be that guy. Soft shell or crunchy? Because you brought
Soft
in
shell,
country.
movie theater,
You brought
soft
in
shell. Movie theater, we did soft shell, no lettuce, so there was no droppings. So it was just
okay.
melted cheese, meat tube. All right.
I'm saying if you brought in crunchy taco shells to a movie, you're just a monster.
No, and the cheeseburgers we snuck into Bob's Burgers
Fucking
movie.
jerk.
So
I would be the one to do a cheesy gordita crunch though, but they're not too loud. They're not too loud. The cheese soggies them up a little bit.
I mean,
Well,
yeah, those get soggy so quick.
it depends how you eat too. There are some people like if they bring in food, they're like,
Dude, that's true.
Kind of guilty for my first bite. You'll hear like the hum, and then I'll get quiet again.
So
What
other
can I say?
than
I'm a messy eater.
other than Iron Lung, what have you been up to? Like,
Gaming wise, not a lot, but I have gotten really into Mega Bonk.
Yeah, you've been
oh
playing
yeah,
that for a little while. That's I haven't played it yet, but seeing you play it was really interesting. How chaotic has it been for you, and have you made progress in it that's meaningful?
I I've made progress. I've gotten more unlocks. I have more characters. I have more weapons, more books, more tomes, more power ups, all that. So I've been
That's a
making
lot of
progress in
stuff.
that sense. I'm still stuck on tier 2 of the forest. I haven't beat tier 2 of the forest, but
Okay.
I haven't really moved on from the forest because there's like
Mhm.
You
3
mentioned
main levels.
tiers. How many tiers are you talking?
There's I think 3 or 4 levels, and every level has 3 tiers of difficulty.
Okay.
So and tiers seem to be much, much harder because, like, on tier 1, you go through the 10-minute timer, you beat the boss, you're done. You beat the level.
Mm.
On tier 2, you go through the forest, you beat the boss, you go through a portal, you go to the second level of the forest on the higher difficulty. So I'm guessing, like, tier 3 is gonna be 3 levels, and, the second level of tier 2 is very difficult, and I feel like I'm missing something or I'm not building my characters well enough to handle that difficulty. So
Okay.
I need to get a little better in that respect, but it's just a fun game. It's a Vampire Survivors-esque game, but PlayStation 1 graphics is what they're going after. So there's like 3D
Yeah.
camera control, there's height to it, so there's jumping and dodging and
I was
different
so thrown
levels
off.
of.
I was so thrown off when I was watching you play, and then you were jumping around in the air, and then all of a sudden, jumping wasn't safe anymore because things were coming at you from the sky.
Yep.
And yeah, that like I was like, oh, there's a wrench they throw at you because it seems like
Yeah.
this big advantage.
Yeah, and there's a power up you can get that's like, oh, you do 50% more damage while airborne. So it's like, all right, then I'm going to be a hoppy frog and stay in the air as much as I can to increase my damage output.
Mhm.
And there's cool characters. Like there's a skeleton on a skateboard named Calcium, and his whole build is the longer you're moving, the faster you go, and the faster you go, the more damage you do.
That's cool.
So, and that resets when you get hit. So it's like, all right, so I don't want to get hit. I want to always be moving, and I want to just rip and tear. And you can make that crazy because there's also power-ups that are like, "Oh, increase movement speed by 15%." It's like, "Well, I've got
Yeah,
that to level 8, so my movement speed's increased by 180%." So you're just
yeah.
flying through and,
Is that safe to say that that's probably your favorite character now? Because I think when I was
uh,
watching you, it was Giga Chad.
I'm still playing mainly Giga Chad because he has the equivalent of Garlic, where just
Okay.
his aura does damage.
Hmm.
So,
The
yeah,
flexing
it's
was too
Ah,
hilarious.
so he's pheromone maxing.
pretty much,
Yes.
pretty much. But no, but that's all I've really been up to. Like, I may have picked up my Switch a couple times and played a little more Stardew Valley, trying to beat Pokemon ZA and all that, but that's about it for me, really. Like,
Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
doing a lot of overtime and chilling when I can. Yeah,
Yeah, I hear
that's
you.
about it. I'm ignoring the reference.
We're a
Yeah,
couple
fair
of
enough.
guys that were up to no good.
That's fair enough. You can ignore that reference. That was like the little gremlin in my brain allowing something to get out that probably shouldn't have.
Will
I'm
Smith's
glad it got
nostalgia.
out. I'm glad it
Yeah,
got out of you.
I got to release the pressure sometime, and why not do that on the show? Ew.
So Larry, what have you been up to?
Well, you guys know I've been back to streaming and having fun with that. I checked out Death Stranding finally. This was off stream because it was on the cheap Game Pass, which I still have the cheap one at least. And
Yeah.
after so many years, I finally have access to Death Stranding, and I love the game. It's so cool. Like I really only beat the prologue, but it's artful. It's refreshing. It's you can say it's like a walking simulator, like interactive walking simulator that is ambient. But
Listen.
I
I
don't
play
know. It's
Daisy.
just it's so neat. It's so neat, man. Yeah, and then Daisy is just like kind of simple, right? And
Yeah. If there's a
having to
walking simulator, it's fucking Daisy, man.
But literally, you're a delivery boy. You're a delivery guy. You're Norman Reedus running around with stuff on his back, trying not to fall down. And that's, there's like horror element to it. There's a suspense to
Mhm.
it. Um, I think it's a beautifully done game. I think Hideo Kojima really did a great job, like blending like the ambience of this, like, I don't know, landscape to it. Then
Mm.
there's like you juxtapose the type of music that you put in, like churches. I don't know. There's something about it. It's refreshing by comparison to like playing things that I have been playing lately, which is like The Witcher. And I just checked out Deck of Haunts. We've been playing that, and it's yeah. I'll say I'm glad I've been able to experience it, which is I wish I got to play it sooner.
Mhm.
Deck of Haunts.
That
We've
looks
been
so
streaming.
fun.
Yeah, Aaron's been hanging out for the longer periods of time, but I know Harry, you've seen it a few times with me. We beat it on. I played it on easy because it's a tough game. Is a deck building roguelite where you are the haunted house. You create this haunted house in between a day and night cycle. During the day, you get to spend the essence you get from defeating humans into building different rooms of your haunted house that you essentially funnel towards the heart of your house. Humans are trying to enter the haunted house, investigate things, and do damage to the heart of the house. And your whole entire goal is to make them go insane or to ultimately end their life. And you can do that with creatures, traps, draining their sanity. It's just a really neat game. And when I bought it, I was really I did this on my little Yip Yap recap of the stream where I was just like, you know what, this game caught me off guard.
Mhm.
Steam presented it to me, and I said, this seems really interesting. I like the idea of this, and I bought it. It was like $11, and I'm like, this is my style right now. My style is getting some indie games that are inexpensive, and yeah, man. Like, I started looking at as it's downloading. I started looking at reviews, and I'm like, there's a few people that are like complaining about it. Like, there's not enough to this game, so on and so forth. And I was like, did I jump the gun?
There's always gonna be naysayers, no matter like I've gotten the habit that like I'll buy something off of like Amazon and I'll
Yeah,
instantly go to the negative reviews and I'm like, what am I doing to myself?
Right.
right.
I'm
I mean,
yeah,
and
So my typical stream is like 3 hours, and then on Monday night, I spent 8 hours playing it.
but you also got to look at it from this perspective. Like that's your jam. Like those kind of games are your jam. The
Yeah,
people that are saying that are probably coming from like Call of Duty and they're like, "Oh, this is nothing, man."
I mean that's very possible. Aaron, you were getting ready to say something. I want you to get that thought out.
I was just saying, like, people saying there's not enough to the game, and it's like, are they talking lengthwise? Because I know you've already technically beat the game or whatever,
Yeah,
but that's not how this game works. Like, winning a run is not beating the game. Winning a run
right,
is just winning the run.
right.
So, and the way I see it, you said you paid what, $11 for it?
Mm-hmm.
And you've already played for like 15 to 18 hours, it sounds like.
Yeah,
So you're
absolutely.
paid less than $1 an hour and people are complaining?
That
Like,
and that and I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. Sometimes you pick up a game and yeah, this is cool. That's fine. You put it down, and it'll happen with this game too, where I do ultimately put it down, and I might not pick it up for a while, but in a very Balatro style, you can pick it up, have a meaningful run that is it's fun to build out the haunted house. It's fun to see how you can set this place up to be like Home Alone and beat people up and make them lose their sanity. It's so rewarding when a group of like 10 people go into one room of my house and all lose their minds. Like, I was getting excited on stream. And it's actually like, to me, like, all right, this is cool. I'm having fun with this. And it caught me off guard, really, because I expected to like it a little bit, but very much so in the terms of Balatro, where it's like, okay, you beat the game, or you fight to get towards beating the game. You're unlocking new cards, new power ups, things like that. And then you can play the game with different decks of cards. They can be skewed towards doing more damage or draining more sanity, or just a chaotic
Mhm.
mix of both. Um, I've done all kinds of stuff now with this game where, like, one run was all traps. Another run was focusing on the creatures, like the spider, which is super overpowered when you upgrade it. Krampus, all kinds of different things that'll just go in and wreak havoc.
Mhm.
Ton of fun. Ton of fun for like a tiny little game like that.
I like the Bell Tower Ghost. That was my favorite.
Yeah, Bell Tower Ghost was cool. Last night, I think it was last night. It was one of the streams. I was fighting off the boss on the last wave, and perfect timing for one particular card to come out that causes the bell in the bell tower to fall down and crush whoever's in the bell tower room. And was able to crush the boss, and it did 100 damage to him. It was like the perfect timing, and that's what he had health wise. I whittled him down to 100 and killed him, and he's like 2 rooms away from killing me, and it was perfect, like chef's kiss.
That's so cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool to have those kind of moments. Like I was like celebrating on stream, like yeah, yeah, we did it. I'm glad something can still do that. Gaming
Something
wise
makes
for
you
me.
feel alive still.
I just need to play deck of haunts to feel something.
Just deck
like-
builders. Go lean
like-
that direction.
It's like heroin.
Yeah,
Deck haunts is like
right.
heroin.
Yeah, so that's
Deck-
been fun. That was it. Like I finally hooked up the Xbox to the big TV again. I pulled it from my computer because I was like, let me sit down on the couch and play a game for a little while. And that's where Death Stranding has been. It's been cool, like having it on the subwoofer, and you know, Denise is sitting next to me watching some of it, and she's like, "What is going on here?" Because it's just outlandish. It's a Kojima game, so you know it's gonna have some,
Right.
artistic license and some stuff that's kind of obtuse in terms of the themes. But like going back on that, like I think one of my favorite things was just the fact that the little baby BB, uh, when you take selfies, the baby likes them and gives you likes. There's like a like system in the game, and it's adorable.
Social media? The baby's into social media?
Yeah, and like it's adorable because like it'll be Norman Reedus like sticking his tongue out for a selfie, and then the baby, you'll hear like a little baby giggle, and you'll get like 48 likes from the baby because it's so excited that you're doing silly faces. And then
Yeah.
I think I fell over. I had a whole backpack full of stuff that I'm trying to deliver, and I fell over and I rolled over the baby. Like it's in this like little protective thing on your stomach, on your chest, and it upset the baby that I fell over. So I had to take the baby off of my chest and rock it and soothe it. And I was like, what am I doing? But it was neat. It was neat. It's like super nuanced.
Child rearing. That's what you're doing, sir. Child rearing.
Yeah. I had to detach the umbilical literally and hold him in front of me.
Deliver those pizzas, soothe that baby.
Mm-hmm. But in this case, it's deliver those drugs.
Your cartel. I see.
Yeah. So that's been it. That's
Mhm.
been it. We've just been in a deep freeze here where I'm at, so it snowed again last night, and it's upsetting.
Oh,
Yeah, we
no.
got like another 4 inches
Oh my
Friday
God.
morning.
Dude, that was crazy Friday morning. Like it started like at 5 o'clock, and then I got off work at 6, and it was like that much. But then I drove home, sat in my car for like 7 minutes after I got home, and I got like another inch in that 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, ours has just been freezing. I think I saw a video of somebody. You want to know how it is out here in New Jersey? You want to know how it is? And they threw their shovel on the snow, and the shovel just took off and was just sliding across the
I saw
neighborhood.
that. Done lost my shovel.
I think in our neck of the woods we had our first day above freezing in like a month.
Wow,
It's like
that's
Mhm.
gosh.
It was nice though because I didn't have to like thaw out my truck. It just melted the
blew
windows
away.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Harold, what have you been up to? We can't forget about you.
We can always forget about me. So, obviously not much working and stuff, but I am going to be starting the Tale of Two Wastelands from Fallout, which I don't know if you guys have heard of that. It's like you have to own the Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition and Game of the Year for Fallout 3, and it lets you like go in between. It's a mod that
Oh, okay.
Alright.
and it lets you jump in between those 2 games.
Okay.
Oh,
Apparently,
that's
it's really good.
cool.
I'm very limited on my knowledge of it right now because I literally just installed the games last night. Because I was like,
Okay.
saw online, I was
Whoa.
like, "This looks pretty fun, I wanna do it," and because I was like,
This seems cool, yeah.
the Fallout show is done, the countdown has came and went, and it is a giant letdown to those who wanted the game."
Yes, that was you know, shame on us, right? For being like, "Ooh, hopeful. That Bethesda's
We
gonna do something nice for us, you know?"
interactive penthouse,
I mean,
okay. Thanks, guys.
who doesn't like an interactive penthouse?
Mm,
But
depends what's in the
why?
penthouse.
I don't get it.
I kinda, like, guess because everyone's like, "Oh, wait, Amazon's doing this, not Bethesda." It's like, "Oh, shit."
Yeah, that should have been the big telltale there.
Yeah, yeah, it's an unfortunate thing. But now, like, outlets are saying, like, "Oh, that's still in development, though, a remaster."
Yeah.
So, still
Well,
in development.
Yeah,
Fallout 3's
I'll go for it.
I said Fallout 3's was, I think, in remaster development before all of this. Like, I think it was a thing before.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the leaks are saying that it's the same team that was working on Oblivion Remastered is now
Mhm.
doing one of the Fallouts. I'm not sure if they've concrete set on if it's 3 or New Vegas, but
I think
the
it's
work
3, I'm
is
pretty
being
sure.
done.
I think they're
So
gonna go
that
chronological.
yeah, but that if you follow that, then are we gonna get Skyrim remastered again after
Probably.
Fallout 3?
I don't know. Ask Todd.
Well, Todd
Probably.
we heard from Todd this week at the Nintendo Direct whenever we're ready to talk about that,
Oh, we
but
can just go right into it
Ooh.
because it involves Fallout, so, I mean,
Yeah, why not? Why not?
are you guys ready to play Fallout 4 on your Switch too?
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, yeah.
Let's get through this and then come back to it, and this can lead into our next topic because
I will not be guided.
I will not be chauffeured into my own oblivion. We'll
although I
talk
am
about
excited
Oblivion too.
although
So,
I am excited that they're getting more eyes on the Fallout franchise, I think my
I
thoughts are
mean
gonna lead into our next topic.
I think there is something to say about having those 2 games because I'm just gonna cut to the chase on this one. During the Nintendo Partner Direct, Fallout 4 and Oblivion Remastered got announced for the Switch too. And there's something to say about having those games on a mobile platform. I'm not gonna say it's an entirely bad thing.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, it's exciting for, like, when I think about, like, people who have not had the experience of playing the game, great, they get to experience it. It's been around for a long time at this point, and not everybody has maybe a Steam Deck, and a Switch is a very popular console. At this point, I think the Switch 2 can handle Fallout 4, barring the normal Bethesda bugs and jankiness, like, pretty well, though. Am I right?
I mean, people have said, yeah, you can tell where they cut back on the graphics a little bit, but it's in your
Yeah.
pocket, it's in your bag, it's on the road with you. You're gonna
Yeah,
have some caveats to that, but
right,
I think it's cool. I mean, am I gonna buy either of these? Probably not, but I know a lot of people will. But
right.
Mhm.
and this was a big bellwether for the Switch too, the Nintendo Partner Direct, because everyone was saying, depending on how many people games we see here and from what companies is going to tell you where the industry is feeling out the Switch 2. And I feel like it's getting pretty good support, better support from third parties than the Switch 1 did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
is this something that excites you about Switch 2, lifespan? Like, like, to me, it's like I look at it and I'm like, "Eh."
I mean, yeah, but because you're someone who has other ways to play these games already, so for you it's nothing new. But for
Right.
people who the Switch 2 becomes their own console, it's like Resident Evil 9 Requiem is coming to the Switch 2 on launch day. And it's
So,
like,
buddy.
all right, that's
I
cool.
I just wanna interject with the fact that, in order to keep it a horror game family friendly, they made Leon miss every shot
I
he took.
know. I know, that was so funny. And
It's
like
so bad.
or they cut away right before the impact and it's like, "Yep,
Yes.
yep."
So bad. So bad.
But no, like I think it's cool that it's getting this support. The fact that I like what Capcom's doing here, and it's like leading up to Rec Room coming out, they're like, oh, Biohazard's on Switch 2, Village is on Switch 2, Rec Room's on Switch 2.
That is great.
And for people, it's like, oh, cool. So I think they are even selling a bundle with all three games. And
Wow.
it's like, that's cool. Like,
I didn't catch that.
I got to go through on my PlayStation and start replaying all the Resident Evil games.
right.
I did fire up 4. Yeah, that was good.
And that's the thing. Like, I already have all these games for the PlayStation 5. So am I gonna buy it on the Switch 2? No.
Mhm.
But it is cool to see Nintendo getting good third-party support again.
Yeah.
Like, nonetheless, like, because we're also getting Indiana Jones on the Switch too. Because the last portion of the show was like the Microsoft section. Like, here's all the Bethesda stuff. Here's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But
See, my thing is like just because you hit the nail on the head, I think, because I have other ways to play these games. Won't play them really on a Switch. If I had a Switch too, I wouldn't be playing Resident Evil Requiem on it because I have other ways to play it. I don't trust Nintendo with third party games because they're so hamstrung. And like I hate to be
right,
negative on it, but yeah, I mean they're so hamstrung, power wise that it's like why do I want to experience them? But I have to put myself in the shoes of folks who that's their main way of playing.
right. Someone who doesn't want to mess with a Steam Deck, but this is their main console because they travel a lot. Cool. They have a
Yeah.
lot more options for games now.
Or because they
And
wanted
there's
to spend their money on the Nintendo, which they like the Nintendo first party stuff. Now they have the option to play these games too.
right. And there's something to say too. Like, there's certain games that I would rather play handheld than on a big screen.
Sure.
Like, for me,
Yep.
like, buying Final Fantasy Tactics, the remaster, yeah, that feels more like a game I wanna hold in my hands and play up close than 10 feet
Yeah.
away from the screen.
Or like Scott Pilgrim EX, which I'm excited about. Like,
Right, that'd be cool on the Switch. That's something you wanna be, like, up in your face with more
right.
than 10 feet away from.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of cool stuff like that. Like, those were the big ones. They announced some classics coming back, Monster Hunter 3 Stories,
Goat Simulator 3.
Goat Simulator 3, Digimon Time Strangers getting onto the Switch 2, Turok Origins, which no one seems to really know what's up with that. Like, what's going on here? Like,
I mean, I want to say this because I feel like I came off really negative about this, but it is a good thing. I'm excited that there's good third party support for this because that just caters to more people and that's a good
right.
thing ultimately. I'm poo-pooing it because like my Switch is sitting here collecting dust because I don't play anything on it really anymore except for Stardew Valley.
Right, but you've leaned into the aspect of when you want to play a mobile game, you're more likely to reach for your phone and your backbone and do cloud gaming, or your tablet and your wireless controller and do stuff like that.
Right, yeah, and
So
even that has its limits, so I could poo-poo that as well.
right, but
Yeah.
I like you said, it is cool to see, and what's impressive is like apparently the Final Fantasy VII remakes are really good on the Switch too, and people
Yeah.
are like, "That's impressive," because those games were like really
I w-
pretty, very
I w-
visually.
I wanted to pull the
Good.
trigger on Final Fantasy VII last night, and I was like,
Do it. Do it. Final Fantasy VII Remake is so much fun, dude. The
they have a hard,
combat's so
they have the hard copy for the Switch 2, and I was at Walmart, and I was like, but I ended up getting the vinyl instead. I was like,
Harold, just so you're aware, I'm pretty sure if you have PlayStation Plus, you have Final Fantasy VII Remake.
nah, I'll have to look.
Check that out. Like,
You just wanted that physical edition is what you wanted.
Tangible, no, I'll still play it.
but yeah, there one game I am actually excited about that keeps getting shown on these directs is that Orbitals. I don't know if you guys have seen much of that.
I have not seen anything on Orbitals.
So
Yep.
Orbitals is a two-player co-op a la It Takes Two style. Like, it even has the whole system of, hey, if I own the game and we're hanging out, I can share the game with you for free, and we can both
Cool.
play it. But it's 80s style, hand-drawn anime aesthetic, and it just looks so amazingly charming and well done, and it's just super cool looking and original, and I really want
Yeah.
to see more of it.
Yeah, this rings a bell for me because I think when we saw this maybe last, I think I streamed just like recapping something, or maybe we talked about it after it was announced. I can't remember, but this game does look interesting, and it's unique to me. It looks cool.
Yeah, so a lot announced. So it sounds like third party support for the Switch 2 is pretty strong at this point.
I yeah, like I'm excited for it. Like we bought a Switch 2 and it really shows like that they're giving more of a shit for this console than they did for the Switch 1.
Yeah, third parties are definitely more interested, and I think it's the influence of the Steam Deck, honestly, because I think more and more of the traditional game market is getting threatened by the Steam Deck and the
Yeah.
Switch. I mean, the fact that Xbox had to rush out, we have a handheld, and it's really just an Xbox badge thrown onto an Asus ROG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
that's a whole different ball of wax though, because you're talking about a company that is also changing their entire directive that
which,
everything is an Xbox now. So it's,
mhm,
Steam isn't doing that. Steam's got their own thing. Nintendo's got their own thing.
even I
Um,
right. But the
am
fact
actually
that even Sony is saying, like, when the PlayStation 6 comes out, there will be a handheld version. So
yeah.
that this is the direction it is going.
Mhm. Mhm. Which is so interesting. You look back to PlayStation, you look back to Sony, with like PS Vita, uh, PSP, like all that stuff. I guess it was so disjointed, but now you start to get into like the PlayStation Portal, which is a more sophisticated partner to the home console. It's like you're going to start seeing more power being poured into these to make it
Yep.
more of a unified experience than being some kind of sidekick. Not to mention, I mean, I loved my PSP. I remember watching movies on the thing and taking it on tour with
Right.
me. So yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And back then we were more limited by technology, but I'm
yeah,
hearing it more and more and more, but people are looking at, like, the current games that are seen as high end, like the Final Fantasy VII remakes and stuff, and just setting the graphics to max and being like, do games need to look better than this?
yeah, right,
Do we really need more horsepower, or can we start focusing now on gameplay looks great, all this looks great, but we need to solid frame rate, get that stuff up. But
yeah.
do games really need to look any better than they do currently?
Oh, for sure. Like, I mean, I look at like something like the RE engine, for the Resident Evil remakes. They look phenomenal.
Right, right. And
I don't
so
need anything looking better than that. Like, look at Red Dead Redemption 2.
yeah, like I don't know what we're really going to gain if they keep trying to push we have the most powerful hardware. We have the most powerful hardware. Like, what does that matter at this point?
I think, yeah, that conversation is gonna change, and it's gonna be, yeah, you can play all those fantastic games wherever you want.
Right. And that's the
So
thing
maybe,
when the rumors are already stating with the PlayStation 6, like, yeah, the PlayStation handheld that's coming out will probably be more like a portable PlayStation 5.
yeah,
But what does that matter? It's like, how many games are exclusive to the PlayStation 5 that you can't play on a
Yeah.
4? Still, like,
I'm gonna say this
yeah,
even before like the PSP and everything, PlayStation had the first portable console. The old little PS1 little tiny cube thing that came with the fold-on screen.
yeah, man.
That was
That
portable as long as you had a plug. Anywhere you could go.
I mean,
Yep.
you wanna get really nitpicky, you can talk about the Dreamcast and how it had the little disconnectable memory unit thingy that had a screen on it.
The VMU, the
Yeah,
video module unit, video memory unit, video memory unit, I think is what that stands for.
Mhm.
But man, the industry is changing. The industry is evolving. And
yeah.
uh
We're seeing the big boys starting to struggle a little bit. Do we want to get into that, or are
yeah,
we
this
sidestepping into something else?
I think this is the transition of hearing to, like, what the hell is going on with AAA development? Like, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
why is it busted?
I
Because
it,
Yes.
we could get into macroeconomics, microeconomics. We can just get into how we feel.
Okay. I will start with mine since we with the Fallout thing going to Nintendo and everything. I feel like this is a problem because everything is turning into like Skyrim. It's becoming turning every game that is like a single player game kind of into a live service game.
Yeah. Of constant remasters, constant remakes, constant re-releases, anniversary editions, collector's editions.
Like that is one thing that's getting very taxing to me. It's like how many times do I don't get me wrong, Fallout 4 was a good game, had a good story. Wasn't the best. I think they leaned way too heavily onto the, settlement building than they should have. But
But
I see. I mean, I personally feel like they half baked it. Like it was a good idea, but the build outs just I don't know. The system just wasn't ready to handle as much
but
customization as you might want in that. So it just shouldn't have been in there or should have been fleshed out better.
if you go into like playing like Fallout 3, 4, settlement building is not the reason I played Fallout.
Right.
I
yeah,
played I played Fallout because it was a whole bunch of different stories. Like it made like you can do it how you wanted to. And 4 did that to an extent, but they most of it like funneled back into the settlement building thing. And it's just like, okay, I know what you guys are trying to do here. Like this is a precursor to 76. You guys were trying to like perfect this before.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And it felt like it was anchored to a certain thing, and it telltaled it, where it kind of felt like you had the illusion of choice, where that's the case in all games, right? It's the illusion of choice, but uh, it just felt like you were kind of on rails. Don't get me wrong, I love Fallout 4. I adore that game. I spent so much time in it in that world, um, and I would spend more time in Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, if not for the age of those games.
Yeah.
Because, like you, I think what we enjoy is what it used to be, which is stories.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I mean, when I play a single player game, that's what I want to play. I don't want to like have to deal with stuff that I don't want to deal with. Like, oh, I got to make sure that the settlement has all the scrap so they can keep running.
You don't want
Right.
to manage that stuff
Yeah.
necessarily. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool if you could, if it was more fleshed out to the point where you could be like, hey, listen, like literally just have like living settlements. That's fine. They handle themselves. But if you step in,
Yeah.
you can do it if you want to. Great. You have the option. But it did force it a little bit. And
Yeah.
y-
I mean, there's a
my Fallout
certain
4 experience turned into like, all right, I don't want to explore anymore. Let me go back to my settlement and put my power arm in a line inside of a warehouse.
yeah.
Which is
yeah.
cool and all. Like, yeah, yes. How do they know I'm a hoarder and I like to collect junk and look at it?
Oh man. Yeah, the Pit Boy 3000. And there's
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah. I got my Pip Boy. I got my bobbleheads all hanging out behind me here. This is my Mark 2000. There's the 3000 there. But don't force it down my throat. I'll buy it if I want to buy it.
Yeah, so constant re-releases are one thing. That's bogging stuff down, but I just the more and more that we're seeing things progress, the more it seems like the industry is becoming over bloated with
yes.
at the top. Like when
No,
you
you're
have
right.
games like go on.
No, I was just agreeing with you. Like to me, it's unsustainable.
It's unsustainable. When you have companies like Ubisoft who have like 6,000 employees and 20 different studios all over the globe
And only
trying to make one game come out, and then they're upset that like the 8 million copies we sold is underestimates and underperforming what we expected. 8 million copies is underselling? What are you
Yeah.
guys doing?
The shame of it is
Like,
they have to hit a home run on every single game to make business make sense for them,
right.
and that makes like it's a trickle down effect because now you have a problem with smaller studios that are just trying to create art and trying to put out great experiences because it's such an expensive business venture. It's so
But
expensive
that
to get into that
Yeah.
and do that, and it's a labor of love. You don't get that labor of love when you have stockholders
exactly.
to appease.
Exactly, and I think that's the issue we're running into. When you have a studio the size of Ubisoft that needs to make every game be a home run to succeed, and they have 6,000 employees, and they can't make a game with any passion because there's so many different minds, so many different mouths, so many different directions they'd want to
Yep.
head. And then you have a small company like the company that did Expedition 33, hate to bring that up again, but it's a prime example where they have a team of under 100. Their budget was extremely low compared to anything that one of these AAA studios can do, and they knocked it out of the park.
Mm.
If you had no knowledge of that game and you looked at an Assassin's Creed and you looked at Expedition 33, would you be able to tell there was a 20 times different in their budget, if not more? No.
Nope.
No.
And I think that's a problem we're running into. And Larry, you even casually stated yourself unintentionally, what have you been playing lately? What have you been drawn to lately? What have you been focusing on your gaming time lately?
Yep. Well, I mean,
Smaller indie games with passion and creativity and uniqueness in them.
yeah, I think some of that comes down to the economic situation that we find ourselves in. You know, let's just say on the larger scale in the US, but even in my microcosm, like myself, like I find myself, in between jobs, so the 60, 70, $80 game that I might have otherwise purchased, is now not a thing. I'm a broke bitch. Let's put it that way, right? So
Right. That's
I'm looking at these smaller experiences and I'm like, all right, like where where I would have overlooked it and I would have just spent my $60, $70 on a big game and then I wouldn't have touched it again. Now
Yeah.
I'm going the opposite way and I'm experiencing different things.
right. And a lot of people are doing that. And not only people who are in between jobs and stuff, people who are just like, I can spend $20 on Silk Song and get 80 hours of enjoyment out of it, or I can spend 80 and play a mediocre game like another Assassin's Creed with map slop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And then I'm a big hypocrite, but it was a day one purchase to do Requiem, to do Resident Evil. I just had
no,
to.
no, 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 no.
Oh.
Resident Evil is a special case. Like,
I feel like I
no,
could have named anything.
no.
It's like, no, no, that's a special case.
But I think Capcom though is one of the companies you could hold up of they're still doing it right.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're
Like, yeah.
knocking it out of the park left and right. They're making games that
Which
feel
is
like they have passion.
Yeah, which is interesting because we also have that same we're drawn from the same well of like these are remakes, these are remasters, but it feels right because it's they're going through their catalog and they're updating a beloved
Yeah,
franchise to now you get to present it to a new generation of people and you get to do this in a fresh way that it feels like you are like bringing more vision forward on this
Yeah.
where
I mean,
some of these other things kind of feel like a rehash, like how many times can you put out
yes,
Skyrim?
Okay.
yes, that's what I
So
was gonna say.
here's my view on this because like I might sound a little bit hypocritical because oh, give me the Fallout remake, the Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3 remake. But those games came out 2006 and 2008. Like
Yeah. If they
those
could do the
games,
Capcom treatment to them, they deserve it.
If they do the Capcom treatment to them though, because there is a world of difference between the Resident Evil 4 remake than there is Skyrim Anniversary Edition.
Yeah, or Fallout
Like
Anniversary Edition.
they're not the same.
Right.
Like,
Agreed.
but it's just I feel like there's this issue with chasing profit, chasing more money, more sales, more than there is to actually creating a good game.
yeah.
And
I
I
think
think that's the big problem we're running into is, yeah, no crap, this is unsustainable when you're like, well, we gotta sell more copies. Well, we gotta sell more copies. Well, we gotta do this. We gotta do that. We gotta please the shareholders. We gotta expand our reach. It's like, just make a damn good game, and you will.
or
Like,
things like in-game purchases, like especially like again Fallout, like Fallout 4 skins. Why?
Yeah. Yeah, no, like you don't in most cases you're playing that game first person. Great, you can see your character and stuff like that because you can swap out of it, but
right.
there's no need for that. Like it's literally like I've been more and more thinking about going back to playing like Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 for the experience.
Mhm.
Uh, of course, then I don't play it because I don't feel like messing around with resolutions and and setups for those games. But that's we were touching on that earlier. It's like what were those games, before what we're at now, at what point we're at now. It was stories, it was an experience. Um, but you just keep putting different words on the same box, and it's like, it's not going to. You're gonna get diminished returns, and you should know that in business. There's smart people in these companies. Why is it that there's a disconnect about like what happens and what can make an impact?
Yeah.
And is it that the beast is too big now and you can no longer make an impactful decision?
I
Be- th-
I I do have to hand it like I do say like I do say that with a grain of salt, like the skins thing. Like they have the creationist bundle in Fallout 4, but then they were the ones that were like, "Hey man, mods are okay. Do what you want."
Yeah, there's give and take there, but it just I don't know. I think the industry's gotten too top heavy.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a problem. That's just everywhere now. It's like you go to a company and like their CEO's like, "My door is always open," but you have to go through 40 different people to get to it.
Right, right. But it's like I brought it up in the pre-show chat, but it's like EA baffles me. EA truly baffles me. We all know they're going through a sale. They're trying to be sold to some Saudi Arabian debt manage it company or whatever
Mhm.
and all that. And it's like, well, because they want to make more money, they want to restructure, they want to, like, why do you guys need to sell if you have three of the top 10 selling games of last year? You have 30% of the best selling games of the year, and you're like, it's not enough. What more can you do? What do you expect? Like, because they have
Yeah.
Battlefield 6, one of the best selling games of the year. They have Madden, and they have what's the other one that was theirs? There was
FIFA?
another uh EA College Sports Football.
And see, FIFA
So
usually sells
still,
pretty well too.
I
it
mean,
fell off once
at
they
the
lost
risk
the
of
FIFA name, but
going tinfoil hat and sounding weird and crazy, but it's just like somebody always knows something, right? In these big businesses,
right,
somebody already knows. All right, what's coming around the corner. So there's things that we probably don't get from our view, that the big machine is like, hey, you know what, this is going to wind down, or this is going to break up, and things are going to happen. Uh, i- it's frustrating to kind of see as consumers of what this industry puts out for us, to see the changes. It's kind of, you let them wash over you,
Mhm.
or you kind of get stuck wading through like all this time, this mire of this company being sold, this company struggling, this company complaining about not making enough money, but we're all tossing our money at you.
right,
Where's our money going in terms of what you're putting out and how you're supporting the teams that put out the content?
right. Especially when you top it all off of they had all these best selling games of all time this year, and the layoffs in the game industry is also the
Oh
highest it's
yeah.
ever been.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like
It's scary.
Well, that's how
it's and
you maximize profit that way.
Right, but and I think that's what I'm getting to is the AAA market is dying because of this mentality, of this structure, of this goal for always making more, always selling more.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
indie
Yeah.
game studios are getting bigger and bigger, more successful. I really do think in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to see a lot of these big studios die off and indie studios get bigger. And they're going to be moved up an echelon to, hey, this double A studio is now putting out triple A level games and they're keeping within their budget. They're not selling, they're not going public. We're keeping it in house. We're keeping it by the creators for the players. And that's going to start dominating this industry even more.
But
Yes, you're
at
always
this
Right.
going to have your Maddens and your FIFAs and your Battlefields and your Call of Duties. But one of the best selling games of the year is made by 50 people. That's going to start getting more
Yeah.
notice.
But at what point does the cycle start continuing?
Exactly. Yeah, I was just thinking that. It's like, to me, like, all right, think about something like Ubisoft. And Ubisoft had it, started as something, right? It started small, grew and grew and grew and grew, and now it's to the point where it almost needs to cannibalize. It needs to, you know, if it could eat itself and then start off small again, great, right? And that's kind of what will happen, I'm sure. And it's
Yeah.
going to take what amount of time for a company like, to just start small and grow and grow and grow and
It
acquire more to try to outdo itself until you're doing the same thing over
And
again. It's a
and
cycle.
I don't know, 'cause I am seeing a slow change in the mentality of these smaller companies that are up and coming. Like I've heard from the Team Cherry team, they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna work on something new after Silk Song. No, we're not expanding. No, we're not hiring more people. We're staying what we are. We're making the games we wanna make and how we wanna make them.
oh
It
yeah.
doesn't
I
matter how
mean,
successful we are. We don't want to change what we are." And I'm seeing more and
Right.
more studios having that mentality. It's like it's not a great example because of what we've seen from their Pokemon, but Game Freak has even said that. It's like, "No, we have 250 employees. We don't really wanna grow. We don't wanna be bigger. We like our structure. We like what we are. We're going to
Yeah.
I
continue making what we wanna make at our size."
I don't think that gaming companies expanding is the issue. I think it's the megacorp mentality.
Yeah,
Like,
but
for example, Apple never intended to be like the quintessential megacorp. They wanted to be computers
no.
for the people.
But the thing about expansion leads to becoming a megacorp, because eventually you're like, "Okay, I made a really good selling game. We're a small team of 50. We need investors. We need money coming in to expand to do something we wanna do." So we get some investor money from company B, and now they want some influence on what their money's being used for, and then it changes the beast.
See,
Right.
But if
yeah.
a company says, "Nope, we made enough money on our game, we're gonna reinvest in ourselves, we're gonna use that money to make our next project," they can keep that outside influences out and do what they wanna do,
If
which
you're
I
Right.
think is
always
what's needed.
if you're always hiring another party to come in and like help you or getting investors to give you money, your investors should be your customers.
Yeah,
That's
but that's a problem, though. Is because now
Yeah.
they have
Now
to please the investor.
no, exactly. Let's say you got 100 investors there, right? That's our customer.
yeah. Well,
Every
I'm saying
single
you
invest
listen.
every investor will complain and have a voice.
Well, I'm saying that everyone's gonna like you gotta reason with it because there's always gonna be some weirdos like, oh man, I'm loving playing like Persona 5, give them all tits. No, we're not going to do that.
Right, right, but that's still the problem with, because even bringing up Persona, Sega has tried to say, "We would like Persona to be an annual franchise." And Persona fans are like,
No,
"No,
don't.
like, no."
I think that
It's
needs to be
taken me
more
a
tabooed.
decade. Taken me a decade to try to get through Persona 5.
Right, and luckily at this point, Atlas has pretty much said, "No, Persona will not be an annual franchise." Yes, you're gonna have your Persona Strikers and Tactica and Dancing Through the Nights,
I
but
think I think the big issue is like we need more money. We need to get these games out because people want them. I was like, okay, look at it this way. People dick on Call of Duty because it's yearly, but people are literally seething for a new fucking like Fallout game or like a new Elder Scrolls game. They don't care if it's like another 10 years down the road. They want it still.
right,
You
yeah,
you got
they're
you have gaps. You don't have to put out a game yearly.
Right.
right. But because they have investors, because they have shareholders, yes, they do.
Right.
Tell
Because somebody
them
put their money in and they want their money within a certain time frame returned to them on their investment. You
mhm.
And
now have
and
to fill out a spreadsheet that says, "Yeah, this is our plan and this is how we're gonna do it."
And
Well,
that's why we're
that's
seeing an explosion of indie developers or games that have been massively successful without any shareholder investor bullshit. Like,
well
Mhm.
then that's when you just peel back the skin and tell them to eat the cheese.
right, right, and that's, I think, is what's happening right now. I don't know what you meant by that. But
That made it that was what?
Someone listening will get that reference and they're like, oh,
and see, and you could always have the contradiction of everything I'm saying by saying, yeah, but all the top selling games of the year are from the biggest studios. It's like, well, no, duh, they have mass market appeal. But
Yeah.
if you make a game on a budget 1/8 the size, 1/30th the size, you need 1/30th of the sales to be just as profitable.
well, I
So
mean,
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
you got to look at games like Schedule One, games like that.
Right.
It wasn't even like the prettiest game.
No, it's
One,
not pretty at all.
but that guy's loaded now. That
Or
guy
or
could like he has real game dev money. He could like spiritual successor his game and make more.
right. He could. Or like Stardew Valley. How much
Mhm.
money do you think Concerned Ape has made from Stardew Valley at this
Oh, so
point?
much. so much.
But has he expanded? Has he changed how he does stuff, or is he just like screw you? Haunted Chocolatier will be out when I say it's out.
I
Yeah.
I I think that at a certain point, the game devs should be able to put their foot down and be like, gamers are starting to care about the quality of the product. They don't care if they get it yearly. They want to feel like the game has been loved while we're creating it.
Right. And I feel like the only company still like major player I'm saying here that does that is like Sony.
Yeah,
Because with their
Sony's
studios, they let their studios work. They let their studios cook. They let them do what they need to do to make a good game. Microsoft, I don't know how I feel about a lot of their accusations lately and
they
how
have a
they're
lot of
pushing that. Like,
I believe they have a lot of good companies underneath them. Like we talked about this last week. I believe that they have a good small studios that they own underneath them that are still doing good work, but it's just the thumb that's put on them. It really ruins the game.
and the thumb is the problem we're talking about.
No,
Like,
exactly. I feel I might be totally wrong about what studio it was, but I feel like I remember a little bit of like a not documentary, but like a little excerpt of like Xbox speaking with, I think it was like, I feel like it was like Pete Hines or something like that, or
Mhm.
someone going to like talk with Double Fine, I think, and then you could just see the life go out of the devs' eyes as they sat there and had the corporate speech go to them, like, "Oh, everything's gonna be the same, or it's all gonna be great," and blah blah blah, and then the devs are just sitting there like, "Oh no."
yeah, that's not what you want to hear because that's not ever how it goes.
No.
Yeah, right.
And like,
So
yeah,
I
Sony's had its failings too. I can't say Sony's entirely innocent. Harold, earlier in conversation, you brought up Concord. So
Yeah.
yeah, Concord
Mhm.
failed for plenty of reasons, and I could list them. But it's like because I think there's also companies chasing games as a service when
Mhm.
people are so goddamn tired of that.
And I think
Like,
people are kind of like flushed out on hero shooters, like hero kind of shooters too.
I mean, we've seen how High Guard has been received so
Yeah.
far. Like, and that's from a indie studio, and that's from a small studio. But people are just tired of games as a service. I think people have not that they're bad. It's just like Harold, what would it take for you to totally drop playing Fortnite and never go back to it, and that not be a game you play on the regular anymore? Like, how would any other game pull you away from that, or want you to
Uh,
split your time from that?
be Fallout or any old game.
Right. But even then, if they brought out Fallout 5 this year and you played it for 200 hours and you platinumed it and you did all
Uh,
that, you got all the achievements and you played it nonstop, you'd go back to Fortnite.
all if they brought Fallout 5 out this year, you guys probably wouldn't see us till 2027.
But I
I'd like to think that. Like I'd like to think that I would be gung ho on Fallout 5, and I would be the same level of dedication that I had to playing Fallout 4. I just
Yeah.
wonder if I'd be the same. Like, am I shifting? Am I changing? That kind of stuff happens, you know. Like I
right,
might not be the same,
Yeah.
right,
especially with how they're handling things.
right. Or do you really trust current Bethesda to make a Fallout 5 that would be as good as New Vegas or 3 or even 4?
Mm,
Do you really think they could do it?
Buy Fallout 5. However, don't forget that Fallout 76 exists. You can play the full game when you play Fallout 76.
see, and that's the
Right,
issue. That's the other issue. They have like a huge. I wouldn't say Fallout 76 is huge, but like it's a a game that is
it is a game.
made to be live service. It is made
Yeah,
to be, and it's falls under the same umbrella as GTA 5 online. It's like, well, they didn't put too much into GTA 6 because online was their main. Like, oh,
I see what you're
what about
saying.
that?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like this next iteration, like how is it going to, how is what exists already going to impact the experience, right? Are we going to get a well-crafted story-based
Hmm.
game that we want, or is it going to try to continue the trend of, for example, what Fallout 4 was testing for what Fallout 76 had?
You
Yeah,
know
I
what
get it. I get it.
you know what I would like for online play for Fallout 5? Kinda like how they do it in Dark Souls. How,
Yeah, I can see that.
you come in, we do a mission, and then you pop out, and I'm still there by myself.
Yeah.
You know,
But
you bring that up, and I'm sorry, Aaron. Death Stranding does something interesting with that kind of thing. So you're a delivery person, and you can drop off packages to post boxes, and other players can grab them
That's pretty cool.
and
that
see that
is
you dropped
cool.
them off.
Some asynchronous online play is definitely cool. Like,
Mhm.
but that's the question we got to ask about stuff like GTA 6. Is it going to be a good game, or is it going to be a reason to update GTA Online?
See, I feel this is, by what I've seen, I feel like they're actually putting more care into it. That's why they keep, delaying it.
Yeah, yeah, but also like I've heard speculation of, or are they delaying it because how do you transition people to from GTA Online old to GTA Online new without losing revenue?
Just do what you want, and
That
Yeah,
doesn't work.
no, that doesn't work.
Well, I
It's
mean,
like,
yeah,
do they if they release because if they release GTA 6 and it has a new online, are they going to cannibalize the old one and the new one's not going to have anywhere as near as features
well,
as the old
okay,
one because it's new and it's not gotten updated for 10 years, and are
you
people
just
going to be going back to the old one and not staying with the new one? How do you do it? It's a payday
you
2 payday 3 scenario again.
you
Like,
just update the online as long as you go. This is one
okay,
thing I do.
but what about someone who plays GTA Online, doesn't buy 6, what do they get?
They
Do
still
they
get
just get stuck in the old one that's dead?
well, they do what they did with Call of Duty with Warzone. How they had to switch over to the new Warzone server at some point, but they kept running it as long as they could, and then they were like, okay, guys, we have to go to the new.
Yeah, but okay, so then why do I buy GTA 6 if they're just gonna give me the updated online anyway?
Right.
It's online. I mean, if you want the story mode though,
Right, but see what I'm saying? This is the issue they're probably trying to figure out. Are they polishing the game, or are they trying to figure out this transition?
uh,
And
I think it
uh,
might be a little bit of both.
my curiosity too is like, yes, Grand Theft Auto, like this new Grand Theft Auto 6 that's going to be coming out. How many people are actually truly interested in story?
I think a lot of the people that are making the jokes and memes about it, they actually care about the story. I think you'd be surprised how many people, especially Gen Z, are wanting story games.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure that's an aspect. I don't trust the company that canceled all story DLC for GTA 5 to focus on GTA Online to care about story now.
I mean, it's surprising because a lot of my nephews and stuff, they play online stuff, but they play Black Ops 2 online and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I need to stop saying
Yeah.
and stuff.
And stuff.
They play Black Ops 2 online, and every time I bring up new stuff, sorry, the stuff is gonna like Fortnite and all that, I get unked.
It's
Like, wow, Unk, you still playing that game?
right. But see, I've heard the opposite too of like a lot of kids are just like not caring about normal games at all and just want to keep playing Roblox.
Dude, I
Right.
fuck with some Roblox.
Right, but how is the gaming industry going to evolve with all this? Like,
I
because
mean,
with the
I think
kids who are like only playing Roblox, are they going to eventually transition to playing Last of Us style games, or are they not going to give a
okay,
rat's booty about it at all?
honest thought that this is one thing I've actually thought of. I think eventually every game is going to have the same format as Roblox and Fortnite and all that, where they have different game modes on their main page.
But then we're back to everything is a game as a service. Nothing matters,
Yeah. But I'm saying that's where I think it's leading
and
in the
that
bigger companies.
depresses me.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some outliers that could spark new game series. There's the one me and my daughters play. It's called Dandy's World. It's like a Dead by Daylight clone-ish kind of thing.
Right.
It's really fun. And
Yeah, I'm not saying these games aren't fun. It's just it's not the PlayStation 2, Xbox 360 era
yeah,
anymore.
I don't think that properties made inside of a game should be able to be withheld from that game. So I think that if you make a game on a certain service and it gets enough like financial backing, you should be able to break apart from that service and like make it an actual game.
Yeah, but that I don't blame. I would think that'd be cool if companies or creators could do that,
Mhm.
but time will tell if that happens. Because making a
Mhm.
game inside of a game is different than making a game without that engine, without that
Well,
support,
yeah.
without that. Like it's two different beasts entirely. And then once again, you run the issue: do you cannibalize all the sales you make inside your original version to make a new one that might not be successful, or might be missing features, or people might not like the same? Because well, it's not in Roblox, so my friends don't play it,
Yeah.
and it's
Mhm.
it's a complicated situation. It's a complicated issue,
And then I think that
and
the big thing is that you brought up like transitioning people from the bigger game to the one you've created as a smaller game.
right. It's like, how do you transition that? Like, are people going to play the new GTA Online over the old one that's way more flushed out, way more features, way more cars and buildings and whatever GTA Online has? I don't know. I don't know if people will be bouncing back and forth till they catch up or what. But
Mhm.
I yeah.
once again, it's
Aaron, Aaron, I think you put it very well that time will tell, right?
yeah.
And and for what it's worth, I mean, time is on our side. We have plenty of time to gnaw at this bone, but we might be out of time for today, and we'll have to continue gnawing this bone by the next show, right? Do you guys
Because
agree?
this is a big topic. It's a big
I
topic. It's a big
It
issue and it's
is.
multifaceted and
I will say one thing before we head off.
Yeah.
I do think everything is speculation until it's not.
No,
of course,
exactly.
of
It
course.
is. It is. This is we're not insiders. We don't know what's happening, but we can only interpret what we see and share those opinions with the folks that are listening, right? So
We are reading
that's
the
what we do.
we are reading the tea leaves as best as we can with the information that we have.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, with that, thank you for tuning in today. As always, we do hope you enjoy listening to the show as much as we enjoyed recording it. Hit that follow button, rate us on your favorite podcast platform. You can find all of our links in the description below. And if you're watching on the YouTube side, subscribe, smack the little bell to get notified when we put our episodes up there. As always, until next time, game on, sleep whale.